What's going on? Happy
What's
4th of
up?
July weekend.
There's somebody missing.
Yeah.
I'm only counting 1, 2. I know I'm fucked up, but I'm only counting 3.
I think you're right this time.
Are you sure?
You can
Your
just
math
say
is
it.
good.
Fucking Paul.
Fucking Paul. The 15 Minutes of Lame winner.
Oh, yeah.
He's
He
too
thinks
important
he's
for
got a title, so he's entitled.
Yeah, he doesn't have to do anything anymore. He just shows up and everybody thinks he's God all of a sudden. He must have been talking to Shane and Leviathan a little too much.
That 15 Minutes of Lame title comes with so much entitlement that they just think they own the world.
It's in the name, entitled.
Yeah.
Right. Hey, but thanks for shouting out the American independence, where we bitch smack the English, for the first time.
I just want to talk about that for a minute. We had to do a digit count before the show. We don't do that for Canada Day. Just saying. In Canada, we don't worry about losing fingers. With you guys, I had to go like this and say, okay, do you have them all or...
I don't know if you've met many Americans, but we just say fuck it and full send.
Full send.
Full send.
It's our motto.
Full send.
That's it. Full send. You lose a finger, you lose a finger.
You lose a life, right?
I mean, shit happens.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely... I think some people are just really good about saying, hey, I don't deserve to live, so let me just...
Let me help it along. Selection. Natural, exactly. I'm a firm believer that we should quit putting warning labels on shit. Just let people figure it out. Like, if you're too stupid to know not to put your hand in a friggin' wood chipper, then you just need to go ahead and go through the wood chipper. I'm sorry.
Clear this up in about a week.
Yeah. We would not be in the situation we're in now in this world.
You mean like guns? The pointy end? Don't.
I mean, it's pretty fucking self-explanatory.
Yeah,
it is, but it's not.
Oh, it is. You should not be that stupid.
Have you seen the videos where the guys are like, they're pretending to be all cool in their house and they're playing with their Glock and whatever, and then they shoot through the floor?
Yes.
And you're just like,
they lose that cool real quick.
Yeah, they do. It's like, have you seen the one of the dude that's he's the firearm instructor and he's standing there in front of people and he's got the revolver and it just goes off and they're like, "Did you mean to do that?" And he's like, Yeah. And then he puts it down. He's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah,
you're a fucking idiot, dude. What are you doing?
357 Magnum, I think is what it was.
Yeah, the 357.
Yeah, full send.
Just full send.
Full send. That's all we can say.
America, baby, America.
Did you want to pay tribute, like on a really negative note? We lost a pioneer, I would say, for the industry.
We did. So Tom Harbin died tragically this past week, and the Herb Harbins were on our show last weekend, and really good friends of mine, and we just wanted to take a moment to send our love to you guys and some good vibes and prayers, thoughts, whatever, however you guys believe. Just send that family some love and stuff. And it's not so much about the industry losing a pioneer as it is a kid losing his father and a grown man losing his father and losing a loved one. And that's the most important thing. So just keep them in your thoughts and your prayers. Send good vibes, whatever.
No, couldn't be better said. I never met Tom, but I've heard nothing but fantastic things about him. And God bless the Harbins, and I hope they find some peace in tragedy.
Yep, absolutely. So to add to the tragedy, nothing in the reptile community, but I want to tell you guys a little story about some things that have happened here. Not for me particularly, but people that I know. So a little more love to get sent out. One of my good friends, I'm not going to name his name, but he owns a pizza joint that's was at our reptile show. Well, I think it was last night. They were out celebrating the 4th of July. They had their pizza truck out there and, selling pizzas and stuff. He went out to serve some or to refuel his generator. And when he did, he was dumping gas, but the generator was overheated and it ignited and set him on fire right in front of his daughter. So I want to send a little love out to my friend there. I'm not going to name his name. He knows who he is if he ever watches. Just send some prayers and love that way, some good vibes. And then we had a guy a couple towns up from us that was doing stupid shit. He fucked around and found out with fireworks. So everybody just take that note that fireworks are dangerous. And he was holding a mortar shell with the tube. It shot into his chest, penetrated deep enough that when it exploded his whole chest open, and he died right in front of his kids and family. So it's a lot of, as fun as the 4th of July is, and as much as we take, stuff like that for granted, you gotta take your time and make sure things are done right, and you're not taking additional risks.
This went really dark really fast, and my heart does go out to all these families. I'm just going to try to bring it back to a little bit fun. So just let me put on a little short video, and we'll come back.
Sorry, what did you just say?
It's so inconvenient to have the hose, like the long cord for the hose.
The water hose?
The water hose. Why don't they make cordless? Like, it's 2024. Why don't they make like cordless hoses so we could spray and water the plants? How come nobody's made that yet?
You're asking me why there's not a cordless water hose?
Cordless, yeah, to spray the plants and like so you can walk around doing everything you need to do.
You don't you don't see an issue with that?
With a cordless? We have cordless like AirPods, we have
What?
Like, everything's wireless now.
What comes out of the water hose? I'll
Water.
give you a hint. Like, yeah, it's in the name.
Yeah.
Water. How would water go through a wireless water hose? Where is the water going to come from?
I don't know. I don't know how like AirPods work, but I just use them. Do you think we can figure it out in 2024?
Waterless.
A waterless hose.
A wireless water hose.
Sorry, a wireless, like a.
I think it's a great idea. I think we should get on that. I think we should get right on the wireless water hose. I think that's $1 million idea.
People are so stupid.
Prototype in a week.
I love it. I love people. They are so stupid. It's amazing.
Well, let's send out some love to the people in the chat. I was going to try to save it for Paul, but Paul's more than fashionably late. It's just borderline not coming now.
I'll take it again. Fuck it. Give it to me. Jen Kate, what's up, chica? Oh, Sammy, the Pink Panther himself is here. And Ring, Jen's mother, saying hello to Jen, but not to us. Fuck us. That's cool. Sky High Morse, what's up, Brian and Holly? Oh, the fat man himself in the flesh here. Baud's Exotic Reptiles. You guys may or may not see them momentarily. Creative Coralophus, the guy that talked a little shit about us. It's fine. M&K, Mike, what's up? That's my boy. B&T's Radical Boas, Madisonville native. What's up? Tag, what's going on, brother? Oh, my beautiful wife. Hey, boo-boo. Sundog Serpents. What's up, Josh? Oh, Val's here. Hey, Val. I love your videos that you're doing with the little itsy bitsy spiders and stuff. It's real cool. Tradesman, what's up? Crystal. Somebody else. Beautiful boo-boo. Hello. Oh, what's up, Troy? Balls and Strikes. Coming in to hang out. Tits McGee. I don't know who Tits McGee is, but she's brokenhearted, and apparently she has tits. Demonic Reptiles. What's up?
See, even when Demonic says it got dark fast,
It's bad.
you know it's dark.
My bad. We We just pushing some love out there to say, give our prayers and condolences. A Forward Motion, we know who that is. The real Gerald. Fred English, MTZ Pythons. This is the first one, right? I've not seen them here before.
Nope.
Hey,
Welcome, Fred.
Thanks for coming and hanging out, man. We appreciate it.
So other than that, you got all your fingers, the negative stuff. How was your week?
Mine?
Yeah.
I've been sitting here not doing fuck all, except riding the hydro buzz and sitting on the couch, trying to heal up. So not bad. I go back to work tomorrow. Not looking forward to it.
Chris has got that same problem this week.
I was off the last 2 weeks, and getting up at 4 a.m. again is kind of tough.
Oh man, it sucks. It's that is the worst. Is it not the worst? Like when you have a week off or 10 days off, and you're like, "Fuck." It's been so great sleeping in until 9.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, 9, that's not sleeping in." The fuck, 9 o'clock is sleeping in, and it's amazing.
Good sleep.
That's good sleep.
Yeah, I don't get. I don't think I take a vacation ever. Got the farm and
Try it
everything else. So yeah, it's just there's no. Yeah, I don't know what a freaking vacation is. And I'm sure Jeremy's going to be able to side with me. He knows what he's got his own business and stuff. He's going to tell you there's no vacation.
Well, I will say my vacation was spent cleaning rat tubs and snake tubs and updating pictures, updating the website, and all that stuff. So, but it was work for me, so it felt a lot better.
Yeah, you know what? You guys really screwed up. Your 401k is sitting in racks.
Not mine.
Speaking of, my 401k is looking to be moved. So if anybody's looking for additional ball pythons and racks to add to their equation, then hit me up because I have about 30 of them that I need to move before I go overseas for a year. I can't tell y'all where I'm going. Can't tell y'all when I'm going. That's the reason we're moving them. Just trying to cut back on a little bit of the family stress. So if y'all need a collection with some good stuff in it, holler at me. Shameless plug. Shameless plug.
Yeah, well, your vision of what's good and what's not, though.
I'll take all the pastels.
Hey, I do have 2 Mexican black king snakes. I'll send your way.
Oh yeah, you do have those, huh?
I do. And 2 Dumerals boas. So add to that as well. So that's not just ball pythons.
So now you're just trying to diversify other people's portfolios.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm helping out the community. Really, that's what I'm doing. What's up,
Mr.
Kev?
Kevin? No, that's cool. Yeah, I still think you're silly and you should keep some, but that's my perspective.
I didn't say I wasn't going to keep some. I'm just
there you go.
90%.
Lightening the load.
I am. I got to lighten the load for the family, so the stress is not so heavy on them.
I've been lightening the load too this week. I've been back to the gym. It's 2 weeks in a row. So another 6 weeks, and I can say it's a habit again.
Yeah, almost a habit.
Well, we're not going to wait any longer for Paul to decide. Yeah, good-looking panel tonight. Yeah, because Paul's not here.
Appreciate it.
See this?
Some balance.
I'm the only person that can do this in here. Flip the hair.
Well,
yeah,
no,
fuck you, Chris. Love you.
Well, I think we should maybe just see if we can bring in our wonderful guest and see where they are now. Baud Exotic.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame.
Well, hello.
hey, well,
Maybe
Hello,
Jeannie.
Bob, Jeremy, and Jeannie.
Hi.
How you guys doing tonight?
Now
Whatever.
that's a good looking panel right there. They just
That is
dressed
great.
it up.
we're
Told
complete.
you. Didn't believe me.
I joked with Jeremy when I was chatting with him because I didn't know his wife's name because I didn't do my research until like this weekend when I did all my research. So he said Jeannie and I'm like spelt like Jeannie, He's like, oh yeah, it's spelled like genie. I'm like, so you got one of your 3 wishes. What was the other 2?
I almost gave you a different name just to fuck with you a little bit, you know?
That would have been great.
Yep. I was very close to doing that.
I would have caught on to it. Well, I probably would have sent a message
calling her
this
like
week.
Jethro Bodacious Bodine or something like that, you know?
That would have been epic because he would have fumbled over everything when you told him your real name.
Yeah.
That'd been great.
You guys are awful. You guys don't care about me at all.
We love
We
you.
do.
Joe. We just know how you are.
Yeah, we do.
I would have been so screwed up. I would have been texting him like yesterday saying, okay, so on everything else, it's Jeannie. So why did you give me Susie? Well, I just want to see if you would do any research.
They love you a little bit. They made it to the show tonight,
Yeah. Hey,
2.
you know?
2 of us.
The other one's still not here. He's more than fashionably late now. He said he was going to be fashionably late.
I would just ban them. Don't let them come in for the next 2 or 3
I like your idea. Ban them for the next few shows.
Yeah.
We should. It's we're just a bunch of losers sitting here right now, and the lamest of the lame. Not as lame as Paul for not showing up and being a winner, but we're here. It's fine. We will support you, Jeremy.
Jared, want to go with the first question?
Oh, so I guess yeah. Put me on the spot like that. I appreciate it. So what made you want to come back on and join us with this chat and kind of help? I guess help us put on and show people how things change. But like, why did you decide to come back on the 15 Minutes of Lame? The Where Are They Now? And
well, Gerald offered me $200, so I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it,
That's Canadian though. That works out to about, I don't know, $3.
$16.
Right.
$16.
Yeah, that's about right.
I don't know. It's always cool to do podcasts and stuff. I like doing them.
We enjoy talking with everyone.
And
you're good at it too. You guys do a great job. You guys are really supportive in the hobby and definitely are one of the ones that push through that 4 years. Like everybody else, they say if you can make it to 3-4 years, you're probably going to stick it out. And I mean, 4 years of actual work in it, not saying, I've been collecting for 4 years, but actually been selling, been growing, scaled back some, went big on others. And
it's actually been 2016 is when we kind of started. Yeah. So I guess it was 4 years ago was it 4 years from the very first 15 Minutes of Lame?
4 years.
4 years.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't seem that long ago.
So I was the very first loser.
You are one of the very first losers.
No, technically,
the very first loser.
We were second place.
We were second place, and second place is the first loser in the very first season. So,
how close was it? Like, so
I don't know. Shane blew us out of the park.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. But we still, I think third place was very close to us, and
I don't remember.
Do you guys think
first loser?
Do you guys think that the 15 Minutes of Lame sets you up for success with your business and your empire that you're running now?
It definitely helped. Yeah, it got us out there a lot,
Just getting your name out there and letting people know who you are and what you're about.
Yeah, Shane definitely set the bar for that though, for the 15 Minutes of Lame. Like, it was the very first one. Nobody knew what to expect, because there hasn't ever been anyone or anything like that before. The dogs are wanting to start playing. Hang on, let me let them out for a second.
I will.
You will? All right. Now, we got 3 dogs, and sometimes they get in their little play moods. They're just outside in the rain. As soon as they get little water driplets on them, they think it's playtime. So. Shane definitely set the bar, and changed. I don't know if he changed it, but he just made a huge difference. I don't think anybody in the first group was really doing what Shane was doing. So he blew all of us out of the water. I know if I went on there in a different season, I probably would have approached it a little differently. I didn't really start doing anything towards like the end of the season because, like I said, none of us really knew what it was and all that. So
Yeah.
it really grew from there.
4 years ago, you said you were in the black. A year ago, you said you're in the red. Where are you now?
Well,
It goes back and forth.
yeah, it depends on what we're investing in. We're actually doing pretty well right now. I mean, it's things are moving slower, obviously, because of the market and everything, but it's still, consistent. So
I don't know. Some months it's really great. Then you have slower months, and then it gets really great again. It's like it's just
it's like a
up and
roller
down.
coaster, but it's not bad.
Mm-mm.
So and I'm in it to stay. I can't remember who was saying their 401ks and their racks behind them. It's kind of like what we are. I'm 52 years old, and
well, not mine, but
my retirement is I can't just not work anymore. I'm always doing something. So when I retire from doing I do cabinets for a living, new construction, picking up stuff. And after doing it for 30 years, man, your bones start aching and you don't move around like you used to, so I might got maybe 4 more years of doing that. And then it'll be like full-time just with the reptiles and stuff.
So that kind of takes, I was going to ask the question if you were doing this full-time or not yet, but obviously that answers that.
Yes, I am, along with another full-time job. So there's your answer.
We work 2 full-time jobs each.
So how many reptiles total have you guys moved up to? Like what was your growth? How's your growth look from when you first started and you hit the 15 minutes of lame to where you are now? Like what's your growth look like?
A lot, because we didn't have the Uramastics back then. I didn't have the crested geckos. You probably only had half of the ball pythons, so
we didn't have boas.
We didn't. No,
I think
we were just starting boas.
We had the rhinos for 5 years, but they weren't breeding.
The pecks we've only had for 4, so we've quite a bit.
I'd say we probably
doubled.
I'd say tripled at least.
Tripled.
As far as
awesome.
All around all the pets and animals that we have. So
I'm going to ask a question, and if you guys say this is not like something you want to talk about, that's fine. But money-wise, how have you seen the growth? Like, is that something that you guys has it been a substantial amount of growth since you did the 15 minutes of lame competition to where you are now? Like, what's your margins looking like? Are you guys looking pretty good?
Each year is better and better, I'll say.
Yeah.
So based off of that, it's just been getting better each time.
During
COVID, we didn't really we had like only 17 clutches of ball pythons. We didn't have the amount that we do now. So we couldn't really make that growth back then, money-wise, because that's when everything was hot.
And that's when I was breeding, for holdbacks and for myself a lot.
So we held back quite a bit.
So we didn't get the benefit as much as a lot of others during COVID. I mean, we did good. We did okay. But, I got friends that, made $500,000 that year, so.
You guys were saying only 17 clutches. I'm like, Jesus, only 17 clutches? Like, with a 2 full-time jobs and everything else going on. I
just pulled clutch. I just pulled clutch 25 the other day. I got another one that's due in another day. I got about 40 going this year. We just had our very first litter of boas.
Yeah,
so that was pretty neat.
We've got the tortoises. We have about 30 tortoise eggs. In the incubator, we've got 50 something pectinatas in the incubator.
50 pied pectinata eggs cooking right now.
I don't know. I think I probably have
rhinos are gravid. Actually, when I was out there to close the rodent room door, the male and the female were sitting in the rain and they were locked. So doing it in the rain.
I'm tired just hearing about all the animals.
That's a lot, man. It's so much.
We have 10 different species, I think, is what we have here.
Yeah. We also got, I think you said the ornate Uramastics. We got red-eyed crocodile skinks. We just picked up a trio of those last month. Ackie monitors. God, what else do we got? We got a green tree.
Chinese box turtles.
Yeah, Chinese
I
box
love me some Ackies. Ackies are awesome.
They are.
Yeah.
They're pretty cool.
Well, we bred them 2 years ago, and we bred them last year, but for some reason, she laid all of her eggs under like the heat lamp and didn't bury them, and we didn't catch it till like that evening, so they're all dried out. So
Burn up.
Yeah, that is kind of a sad moment.
yeah.
So what do you guys think you're like aside from ball pythons? I know this is not a ball python chat. This is not Gerald. Well, we're gonna be like that. So what do you guys think the next up and coming like reptile to take over for ball pythons or crested geckos? What's going to be the next big
I think that kind of depends. If you're talking state by state, here in Florida, I think maybe boas, just because you can't have certain snakes and other species here. As far as like nationwide, I don't know. I'd say cresties are pretty close. Hognose are pretty close, aren't they?
Hoggies are getting there, yeah.
I think your mastics are growing quite a bit.
They're not going to be,
but they're not going to be at that level.
yeah,
no.
they're never going to be at that. I think boas and geckos are probably going to be,
I think you put ball pythons and cresteds, or ball pythons, cresteds, and even leopard geckos. Leopard geckos are kind of all in the same thing. So, so like if there's something that's going to take it over outside of those three, what do you think's up and coming? In your opinion, you've been doing this a long time.
I just seen some dogs said, don't forget about bloods. Honestly, I don't know too much about blood pythons. I've been seeing a lot of those popping up. That might be probably in the top 5 too as well. I'm sorry. What was your question?
So besides cresties, ball pythons, leopard geckos, what do you think is
one of the next?
Probably hognose.
I'd say hognose. And
they're smaller.
And then I've been hearing a lot about boas too. So I'm thinking like the Central Americans, the smaller. Some people are starting to call them dwarf boas now. So I think that is going to be something that's going to be hitting pretty good.
If you listen to Reach Out Reptiles, he's saying the house snakes.
Yeah,
snakes. Yeah,
because they're another one that's got a lot of visual differences, and it's. I love all animals. I love all reptiles. It's just there's certain ones that you have a pair in there. Well, you can't really. There's not a difference between them. Like take for instance, Jared's got the Jewel Lacerdas. There's not 20 different species as far as I know.
There's a lot of Lacerdas.
Is there a lot? Okay.
The family of Lacertidia is freaking crazy. Yeah.
Did you just use a big word there for fun?
Yeah, Lacertidia.
He's been practicing.
That's the family name.
He's been standing in front of the mirror all morning practicing that word.
But there's certain animals that you're not going to have 20 different types of them. You're just going to say, okay, well, I've got those, and I'm not housing. We've all got ball pythons, and we've got. I've got 130. Chris has got a bunch, and he's got a bunch of other snakes. You guys are probably around the 250 plus, not counting babies. So, but the point is, you end up getting a lot of them, and because this one looks different than that one, this one looks different than that one, and you're trying to build on those things to create something pretty and new, without creating the dirty sock.
Right.
So, I don't know. There's a lot of different things. I think it's going to be the next one that they start being able to build and create the next new.
Well, my answer to that question was based on what I just see myself, like going through shows and stuff.
At our shows, yeah. Which our shows, I think, are very different than.
No, not even our shows. I mean, Tinley and stuff too. I mean, I don't see different. Like a ton of tables of house snakes. You see a lot of ball pythons. You see a lot of boas.
No.
Not a ton of boas, but corns, cresties, boa. That's what my answer was going off of, like what I'm seeing.
The staples.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not saying that will creep up and take over, in a few years or whatever, but
it was a hypothetical question. Just wanted your opinion. You've been doing this a long time, so
absolutely. With
Chris,
all the reptiles
you got for him, Chris.
I'm just kind of curious. Kind of speaking on that, like. You guys obviously are diversifying based off of what you kind of said you had going. do you see you leaning more towards diversification and like not focusing so much solely on like ball pythons, or you kind of dabbling in that? Or
Well, the way we're split. Like her focus is
The lizard.
she does a lot of the lizards. I do my main thing is always going to be the ball pythons.
That will probably be our biggest species, or the one that we have the most of.
Yeah, so I focus on that. I do the breeding, the pairing. She helps out, cleaning and stuff like that. Excuse me. And then she does. I don't even want to know like half of the genetics or anything with the cresties. There's too much other different species. Different genetics and all that with all these other animals.
It's a lot, and then you got the boas, and you're trying to learn all those different genetics, and it becomes quite a lot to remember.
Yeah. So that question would be individual.
pythons.
No, it would be individual too.
Okay.
You'll be asking me, and I'll say my main focus will be the ball pythons. As far as now, in the future, I still say that, but you never know what could happen. Her with the gecko, the cresties.
Yeah, I'd probably say the cresties and the Uromastics. There'll be a lot.
I love Uromastics.
Yeah, we have the ornates. I love those.
Oh yeah.
We tried pairing them this year, but we're gonna try another.
We weren't as diligent as we should have been with them. I'll say we did it several times, but they're just like they're on that cusp of being adults to breed. So it's like 3.5, 4 years, and they're almost 4 years old. So they're still learning too.
That's kind of that's the issue that I had with the Jewel Desertos last year, but this year they blew me out of the water. I knew they could double clutch. I'm pretty sure I'm fixing to get my third clutch of the season from them, and it was 13 for the first two.
From one pair? The third clutch from one pair? They could triple clutch.
Apparently they can triple clutch.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think that was possible, but apparently I was wrong.
Yeah.
They also aren't supposed to be able to breed without brumation, but my friend proved that wrong because she had a pair that she got from me, never been brumated, only 1.5 years old. Yeah, laid.
Where are you located at?
Tennessee.
Where are you moving to?
I'm not moving. I'm not moving.
Now I was trying to get you there because you said
You
you couldn't say.
he's not going to give it up.
Almost. You almost got him.
No, I'm not moving. I just I have a little trip that I'm going to be taking for a year or so.
Got you.
Yeah, I don't think he's allowed to go. I think we can find a reason for you not to go. Just hold the firework.
With my knee the way it is, that's an actual possibility. So I may not be going, but either way, if I have to have an ACL, LCL, and meniscus repair all done at once, I can't do this and walk up and down a flight of steps. You know what I mean? Like after a surgery. So it's either way. It's I'm out of the game, and I'm at least the Jewel Desertos are downstairs, and it's not that bad. I am not going to jail. I am not killed anybody this week.
With all the advancements,
You know what, Chris? I was thinking that too. I was like, wait a minute, he's leaving for a year. He's turning himself in for something.
Don't let the smooth goatee fool you. I've been on 10 days of leave. Okay, this is a 10-day goatee, and it's looking great and fabulous.
They're gonna make you shave it
another
off.
year with a bunch of face tattoos with teardrops on his eyes.
Yeah.
¿Qué pasó, güey? She, man. You know what I'm saying, fam?
What made you fall? Like, what's your favorite thing about this hobby?
Well, I'm going to say what everybody says, and everybody here. I think Chris says he can't stand hearing it, but the community, man. I like the people. I love doing shows. Some people hate doing shows, but I love it. If I'm not vending a show and it's like 2 or 3 months between shows, man, I start to.
Well, we never have 3 months, but
I know, but it seems like it is, But I just love hanging out, and
I will say we've got a lot of great friends from doing this now, so it's been nice adding more friends to our family.
Reptiles Unplugged.
That's old school right there.
There you go.
Swagging and ragging. Please swag up, folks. I absolutely love doing the shows. A lot of people hate it, but I think that's, aside from the genetic possibilities that you can create with reptiles, like just making what you make, making beautiful animals,
Mm-hmm.
dealing with the people at a show and teaching and educating and meeting people, man, that I don't think there's an adrenaline rush that's better than that. When you're there and you're in the moment and the venue's packed and you got people coming up and you're talking to people and you're teaching, and then you're having to move over here so your better part can come over and take over the next group of people that are coming up. Whatever, however you manage it, it's an adrenaline rush that is amazing, and knowing that you're doing something good for the community by giving good information. That's probably, I was telling Allie that the other day, which is my wife, and I think that's probably my favorite part of all of this.
Yeah, I
100%.
agree.
Yep.
That and the shenanigans that happen during the show.
So many shenanigans.
Yes, there's so many shenanigans.
Yeah.
That one guy that gets too drunk and knocks over his friggin' rat enclosure, and then you got rats going everywhere.
Oh, gosh.
Never seen that before.
There's a lot of real good in this community, but there's still those odd ones. Like on the show on, I guess that was last weekend, where they stole the $10,000 snake.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was absolutely. I believe someone returned it.
It was returned. Yeah.
So I think that's a positive thing, but.
I was listening to,
Charlie.
You're familiar with Hair Down Friday, Terrence and Keys and all that. KG was on there and kind of explained how they think it got stolen. You'll have to go back and listen to it to how he said that, but I think he was thinking the guy that had it stolen ships his snakes to the shows, and KG holds his displays for him, throughout the rest of the year, is what I got from it. And I guess when he was packing the snakes back up in the shipping box, the very last one was that snake. And then somebody called them all over to do a big photo shoot. So they walked away from the table. I don't know how far they did the photo, but they stepped away from the table. And that's when they think somebody just came by and grabbed one of the snakes. Didn't really aim for that particular one. They just grabbed one. And that's how it ended up missing. At least that's what they were thinking at the time. They might have new information since then.
Who knows?
Aria, what's up?
Well, I think it's awesome that it's back. That's all that matters. This community, as wonderful as people are, if somebody found out, or I think that would be very detrimental to them having any long-term lasting ability in this community.
Oh yeah, they would got shunned for sure. Yeah.
Chris, you got another one lined up. What's in the pipeline?
Well, seeing as this is kind of like where are they now? Coming back from your first season on 15.
Oh, we're in the living room of the main house.
Good answer. Yeah, we did see you move too, so
yeah,
you're in a different spot from where we started. But like just going forward, kind of where you see like certain projects you guys are working, or you guys kind of aiming for like the higher market stuff, pet stuff for shows?
Well, when I was on the episode of 15 Minutes Lame 4 years ago, one of the things I said that I was working on was the genetic stripe puzzle, and apparently I'm still working on it. I haven't hit it yet. I thought I did. And I got it tested, and
it's been a long
I'm
project.
glad that I missed on it, because what I thought was the genetic stripe puzzle also had banana in it, and it looked a little different than a banana genetic stripe and all that. And I was going to just shelf the whole, give up on that project. And I got a shed test, and it was only a head puzzle. So I was like, man, there might be some legs in this still. I don't know. We'll find out hopefully this year.
Well,
but yeah, my projects have definitely amped up. I've invested in, spent a lot more money investing in, higher, better quality animals since we did the show and everything. We're I don't know if you ever listened to Billy Mutation, but he has the three levels: level 1 breeder, level 2, level 3. We're like between 2 and 3. I feel I have level 1 animals, and I'm kind of moving those out, but I'm trying to be a good friend of mine, Steve Casino. He likes to call himself the breeder's breeder, somewhere where breeders go to get their animals from, the higher end stuff. And that's what my goal is.
I'd say the same thing as far as the Cresties go. Today, I just got into a new project. I got a lily white axanthic.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, and it's also a possible hypo. So that's
yeah, she's building that up. It was funny because when we first started, it was like, I want to do something, my own self and get a couple of geckos, and I'm like, all right, just a small little project, maybe 3 or 4. I'm like, okay. She's got a whole bedroom dedicated. It's a whole gecko room. I just built a bunch of rack systems for her and stuff.
Let's be fair. It's nothing to the numbers that he has for his ball pythons.
Yet.
But you know what?
No. I think I'm pretty set. Like, I've got a lot of great projects.
She said that 10 animals ago.
Yeah.
Well, we all
said that before.
Yeah, exactly.
This is the last one, I promise. Okay.
No, I've got like some really nice stuff, like from limited edition geckos. I got his Insanity line. So I got some True Pinks from Fringe Morphs and things like that. So I've got some really good stuff down the line. Hopefully that'll be coming.
Yeah, because of all the different species we have, we were lucky enough, and you've heard the stories before how hard it is to get into Tinley. So we got actually 2 tables there.
Steve is the crack dealer for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, so we got 2 tables at Tinley, and the only reason we were able to get that is because of all the different species and stuff. So
yeah,
because I've heard people that were on the list for 5 years, 6 years, and they're still telling them they got a few more years to wait if they can even get in there. So
what you're saying is diversification is the key to get into these other shows.
Yeah,
oh man, it's almost like somebody else sitting in this group has said that many times and nobody listened.
Yep, me and Ben had this conversation earlier in a chat that we were talking about.
Yeah. Take me out. That's fine.
It's the only way I can say, shut up. You have said it, and you'll say it again. And you just like to pat yourself on the back when you say, I was right.
I mean, when you're right, you're right.
So much, he's sticking to lizards.
Now he's not so diverse.
Look, the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing is completely different than other people's.
100%.
I'm not going on the Milk Carton Chronicles. Okay, I'm just taking a step back.
Nobody is anymore.
Certain species.
Hey, you know who is? Brian himself.
Yeah, I was gonna say
you should have his own episode with him on the Milk Carton.
He should.
Maybe we can steal that for this show.
Right.
Isn't Brian
hard and send it to him?
Ben did kind of help out on that Xanthic Lily White today.
The hobby is, the hobby is great, and we all say, okay, this is the last one this year, and then a month later, somebody pops something up, and you're like, I need that. Yeah. We're all guilty of it. Anybody who says, "Oh, that I'm not buying any more snakes," unless you're getting out of the hobby completely, you are always susceptible to that. Buy one more.
You got to add to keep growing too, though.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to keep.
Yeah. If I didn't add anything to the collection, say when I was on the 15 Minutes of Lame, I probably wouldn't be on here right now.
We wouldn't be where we are today. And you've got to keep progressing with your animals. You can't just stay at one level.
You got to spend money to make money.
Especially in this business.
Now's the time to do it too. A lot of people are freaking out and like, oh, the market's going down and, they're selling everything. Same thing with the housing market. When the housing market and that, is shitty, that's when the rich people are buying all the properties up,
Oh, yeah.
So right now is the time to buy. So it's like,
if you can afford it,
it's crazy. It's crazy how you see these people that, spent a ton of money when everything was so crazy expensive during COVID. And they didn't even follow through, and they're selling all their stuff very cheap and getting out and selling collections and everything. It's like, stick it in there, man. And, if you're just getting into this business, this is like the perfect time because you can get like a really high-end collection for,
Yes.
fraction.
You're just looking to get into the business, come holler at me because I have a high-end collection.
He will set you up.
I wasn't directing this towards you neither, Jared. So.
Sure, Jeremy.
Another shameless plug.
He gets real sensitive about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Look, I don't like doing what I'm doing, but I don't have a choice.
There's only so many hours in a day, and anybody who's gotten into this, especially to the extent where the Jeremy and Jeannie have gone, realize it's a full-time job. Chris makes fun of it all the time. If you have 100 animals, it's a full-time job taking care of what you have.
Yeah, but I like work though. I mean,
we're constantly doing something all the time. We are not people that just sit around the house. We like to do things.
Yeah, I would
Just
build
not
furniture
each
and stuff,
What?
I said just not each other because you don't have time for that. With like 200 animals, you don't even have time to friggin' breathe.
We've got about probably between the rats and everything, we probably have 2,000 animals.
Yeah,
that's just the reptiles I was talking about. Like
the rats are hard work on itself.
The rodents are a friggin' different beast, and I think that's what people don't understand when they get into this. When you have a certain number, you're either going to pay out the ass for frozen thawed, or you're going to pay out the ass in time to clean your rats and mice and stuff.
Yeah,
and that's where the headache is. It's not taking care of the snakes and the reptiles. That's easy.
Yeah, well, I was born in '72, so I have a good work ethic. I mean, we're trained back then. These younger folks are a little lazy.
No, it's a ton of work, but you know what? It's worth it, and I enjoy it. And I can obviously see you guys enjoy it. And you hit the nail on the head when you said, "When I retire, I need to have something to do."
Yeah, and if you don't, you just get old.
You die.
Yep.
If you don't have something to do,
you're just old. And
I mean, what are you gonna do? Just sit there and watch TV 24/7? I mean,
Right.
I mean, unless it's porn or something. But
well, Chris Eaton. I'm just throwing the fat man out there. I'm just saying he's either watching porn or he's losing a limb. There's no in between.
He watches so much porn that his channel changer buttons are stuck together.
Yeah, after he friggin' has a stroke, then he starts doing podcasts, and he comes up with 63, and then he has retards like us that come out here and talk about things like we know what we're saying.
we're all just guessing.
Oh yeah, just faking it.
It's fine.
Make it till you make it.
Exactly. You got some dude like Gerald just standing out in a rainstorm talking about himself in third person.
He was just covering up the fact that he pissed his pants.
Yeah, that was it. That was all it is.
I did just watch that movie. What's it called? Adam Sandler, where he wets his pants to cover it up so that everybody didn't look like he peed himself.
Yeah.
You guys have done so many podcasts. You guys are probably the hardest people we're ever going to have to ask questions to without going over the same question 900 times.
Sorry.
No, hey, it makes it more entertaining.
It's a challenge.
If you guys were going to do the competition all over again, and with the same people to try to get out of the number 2 and take over the Shane Kelly spot, what would you do different now?
Everything. And first of all, I'd have to find the time because I don't have nearly as much time to do that kind of stuff as I did back then.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean? I was just lazy back then and we didn't know what the hell was going on. But
I wouldn't say lazy.
If I had the time, I would definitely hit it different for sure. Yeah.
I don't know. Jeremy's very creative. So I think if he had the time to really sit down and think about it, he could come up with something very creative.
Yeah.
I know I have a good follow-up question, but I think Jared's probably going to have the same question. So go ahead, Jared.
I probably don't have the same question, but I'm going to ask a question. Out of all the reptiles you guys breed, what do you find the most enjoyment and fulfillment with dealing with?
I'm going to answer.
I think we have different answers.
I'm going to re-ask your question a different way. Out of all the animals that I have, if I had to get rid of everything but just keep one animal, it would be.
I can't do that.
It would be the rhino iguana. Now, as far as breeding them, they are a little harder to move. So it's like when they're gravid, we're like, oh God, she's giving us more eggs, because rhino iguanas, they get pretty big. But I love them.
You have to vet people in order to like sell them one of those. You've got to really make sure they know what they're getting into.
That's how the jewel starters are for us. You have to make sure it's not a beginner reptile by any means.
Right. Now the other part of the question, I guess, would be, that one's kind of hard, man, because it's like we never did boas before. So I got a lot of excitement. That hit pretty good for us when we had that, and I'll be excited the next time. Live birth never had anything that did that. Everything we have lays eggs.
Yeah.
But again, if I have a very exciting clutch from the ball python, something that, I'm very, much looking forward to, that really gets me excited, So it's kind of hard to say, man. It's like
no, I think you're right, because I think we both get really excited when we have anything hatching. It doesn't matter what it is. If we're creating this new life, I think we're just really excited about it. Even though he doesn't really have much to do or anything to do really with the cresties, I'll hatch some babies out and I'm like, oh gosh, come here, look at these, Now
she's always walking outside taking them pictures.
Well, it takes a little bit of time because they're not the easiest to take pictures of.
Then a caveat question to that, on a little bit of a darker side. Have you guys ever got to the point in this that you were like, man, okay, we got another clutch coming, just kind of, it got to where it was almost dull, or
I'll answer that, and then you can answer how you. All right, so yes, if it's a clutch that is just like a show clutch, I'm like, whatever, if it's, but I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not making just regular pies or banana pies or something like that just for shows. I'm not, or deep purple passion, that kind of stuff moves pretty good. But that's a lot of the stuff I've been selling off, so that, yes, it does happen where it's like, just another clutch, or like I said, the rhinos, if they give us eggs, because they're just hard to move.
They
it's a lot of
lay
work.
17 eggs each easily. So that's.
Oh, they can do more than that. That just happened to be the last.
That just was the last ones,
and they're just hard to move, and they get bigger, and it's like during the time, it's when when they're still babies, we have an outside nursery, we call it. We keep all the big lizards there. We're in Florida, so they're outside all the time, and we have an outside nursery. But whenever it gets like too cold, the babies, we gotta
bring in,
carry them in. It's a lot of work.
There is a lot of work. I'll say I don't ever get bored with it, but I think there are times that one of us will get tired just because it is a lot of work, and it's like, oh gosh, really? And you just got to kind of, when one of us is feeling that way, the other person has to kind of pick them up and be like, okay, well, what's coming, and we've got this, and kind of talk through it and get you excited.
I think everybody goes to that moment, even some of these bigger breeders. I've had some of the bigger breeders, good friends of mine, they'll reach out, and it's like we talk each other off the edge sometimes, I guess. It's like something will happen where you just get frustrated and you're like, oh my God, am I doing this? Should I be even doing this? What's going on?
And I saw a question pop up. What rubs you the wrong way in the community? There was a question that someone had said. Yeah. And I think the one thing I dislike
is when somebody puts peanut butter on your armpit.
It's just the dramatics. of things.
Oh,
And then people are just going at it back and forth and everything. I think there's too much negativity sometimes. And if we stay more positive, it's more beneficial to the community.
Oh, absolutely.
It makes
helping each other.
Yeah, it makes it better for people who are not part of this community when they're seeing all the positivity than if they're starting to see the negative stuff where this person's bashing this person, that person's, it lift each other up as opposed to put each other down. Absolutely.
Yeah. So I stay out of all of that stuff. I've seen it back and forth. I don't try to post anything about any of that stuff. I just kind of
steer clear of the drama.
Think about the animals,
What recommendations would you give if somebody took the opportunity to go into the 15 Minutes of Lame, to push their brand out there, to push their animals out there, and to
You're asking the loser. You do know that, right? I'm the first loser, and you're asking the question.
No, but you've also had 4 years to prove that you're not a loser.
Go back and watch what I did and do the opposite.
Oh,
there you go. That's
taking notes.
No, just make sure you're doing it for the right reasons, and you're not just doing it to.
Wow, this guy's name is Drippy Exotic.
Yeah, that's Ben. Yep, that's his business name.
That sounds like that could be like an exotic dancing. Drippy Exotic. You know what I mean? No, it's a cool name, man. Don't hate on me.
See, I lost my train of thought now. It's gosh.
She's thinking about Drippy.
Yeah.
That drippy exotic dancing.
Yeah,
Drippy, go see a doctor.
There goes my train of thought is gone.
If you're drippy, go see a doctor. You're right, Chris. You're right.
Don't Billy yell. No, you guys have actually killed it. You've done really well in the industry. Chris talked very highly about having you guys on here. He's like, you have to reach out to them. They are fantastic, and they've done it. You guys are in the industry. You're not going anywhere, and you've expanded on so many different horizons that you've said, okay, these are great. What else can I do? So I think I gotta commend you on everything you've done. You've done so well, and you guys are very well rounded. And congratulations!
It helps a lot, and I appreciate that from you.
Yes,
and definitely
from
Chris.
Thank you, Chris.
But it definitely helps a lot with having a partner that's in it as well and is
100%.
focused.
I'm gonna say it's also dangerous because we spend more money.
Yeah,
twice as fast.
Hey, hold on, I'm thinking about getting a snake. It's $8,000.
Yeah, get ahead.
All right, but if you get that, I'm gonna have to, instead of all right, we'll get that, and then we'll just wait to get something else for a while. Instead of all right, well, I'm looking at this gecko.
You guys are held in really high esteem in the community too, and it's awesome to have somebody with your all's caliber on our show and come and just kind of give your thoughts and stuff on the way the world
is high caliber. I don't see it like that. I still
very high esteem. You're held in very high esteem. Everybody that I've talked to has had nothing but great things to say about you guys.
Thank you. We appreciate that.
My wife's joking because basically for Christmas I bought her a gecko. She bought me a snake.
That's how our Christmases go too. So
it's kind of counterproductive.
Christmas.
Not really, because I'm like, hey, I want this, and he's like, okay, so go get it, and I'm like, okay.
We really don't. I mean, it sounds kind of weird.
We haven't in the past probably 10 years because
we've been married. We've been together 30 years, married 28 years. I hope I got those numbers. Ow. No.
Wow.
But it's we don't even It's weird. What do you want for your birthday? I don't want anything. If we ever want anything, we just get it whenever we want it. You know what I mean? So I don't need to have
So I'll end up getting gecko and be okay, this is my birthday.
We're tiring
present.
Jared out. He's already yawning and stuff.
No.
We're boring him.
Look, I had a late night last night, so
you might need to hit that Drippy Exotics den or something.
I do. I might need a little drippy. Need a little drippy in my life. Chris, you got anything else to ask him? Any questions for the burn man?
Daryl kind of touched on that at the end. Any advice you give to somebody doing the competition now? You've watched 4 years go by. What's
he might be doing the competition now?
I would say think outside of the box, man. I mean, videos and stuff that they're doing, the reels and all that. That's been killing it. That's what's been doing it. But it's been doing it for what 3 or 4 years now. So they have to. I think they have to really think out of the box. I don't know where you can go from that, but that'll have to be up to them. But just really think hard and do something different. Change it up a little bit. Continue with the reels, of course, and stuff, but. I don't know, man. You got to really push the game now. It's a whole different. That show is a whole different thing than what it was the first year. I can tell you that. And Shane's the one that opened the doors for that. I think
he did for sure.
Yeah, and it's. I wouldn't even know where to go if I was to be in it now. I would have to really think hard and. You just got to do something different or be different or come up with something, it's just, that's not probably the best answer, but I just think, the reels has been knocking it out, but it's been 3 years of people doing that, so it's almost like there has to be something else they can do or something. I don't know.
Sleepy. Yeah. I was going to ask you, Sleepy, you're like one of the dwarfs. You're sleepy.
Man, it's the way my camera's angled right
now.
No,
it's 4th of July weekend.
They're down in the bottom corner, so I'm looking down at them, and it's making my eyes look sleepy because I'm not looking at the camera. So, out of last year's contestants, besides myself, because I know I was amazing, who was your favorite contestant last year that you guys remember? Like, what stood out to you guys the most that you were like, oh, that was awesome, or that this is somebody that's doing it right on this 15 minutes of lame.
God, I can't think of his name right now. Damn it,
Jared.
No, what? Jared.
Yeah,
there you go.
Not Paul, right? Not Paul.
No. I think it was the year before. I'm sorry, I got this. I think it was the year before, though. I don't think he was in. I was kind of pushing for him. Goddamn, I cannot think of his name. The black guy. He was a black basketball teacher. Help me out. Was that the year before? Urban Jungle.
Reggie's Urban Jungle.
Was that the year before?
That was the year before.
Okay, yeah. I was kind of pushing for him that year. I don't know. I voted for a few different people.
You got it, and that's the whole fun in this. Yeah.
Reggie, there you go. Yeah.
That's the whole fun in this is you can vote every day for somebody different. You can vote as many times as you want, as long as you got different platforms. So it's fun. You don't have to put all your votes or all your eggs in one basket unless you really, really want that person to win. So it's fun.
I'll say it was exciting for us when we were doing it. It was like something new and
it was different.
We had no idea.
I think Chris did a great job of timing it. Yes. Right around Christmas, it gives everybody something fun to kind of just add some humor to the day.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was a lot of fun, like seeing all the reels all throughout the Christmas season. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Chris. So get your shit together and start making reels now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to come up with some good ideas, try to blow it out the park.
See,
be funny.
So
I don't have someone making reels for me this year, so I gotta.
Well, I hear he's available.
Looking forward to campaigning.
Yeah, my wife's in it this year, so we'll see what she does.
She's my competition.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, well.
You know who
it's changed too as far as the voting goes too now. Like from the first year, it was just people voted and whoever had the highest votes. Now you got the judges and stuff. Who's the judges this year? Is it still going to be Antoine and all them on the?
Still waiting to hear 100%.
Chris hasn't let that out of the bag yet.
Okay, or not only the judges, but how they're doing it. Is it going to be the same?
So it's still going to be, as far as I know, it's still going to be partial or quarter of the vote going to popularity, and then 3 judges, and then a tiebreaker judge. So.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be the same setup that way, but now that we've got 5 15 minutes of lame or 4 15 minutes of lame winners, you've got to cut one out. So we're waiting to hear from Chris.
We have a bonus judge. He could also go 20% across the board and leave the bonus judge.
Good. We're waiting on the fat man.
Oh.
Well, you've heard it here now.
Okay.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
There you
Antoine,
go.
Leviathan, and Shane.
You heard it here first.
Breaking news on the Batman Nation.
No more Donato. Donato's out. So no more spaghetti dinners for fucking cheap ass trying to win something.
I'm gonna miss Donato. He was pretty funny,
I like Donato. He was good. He was good.
but he got swapped with another Italian, so I don't know.
Even worse.
Right?
Even worse.
It doesn't mean less spaghetti dinners. It's probably more spaghetti dinners.
Oh, and if you give that dude spaghetti dinners, he's definitely happy. He's going to take it to prison and get him to vote for you.
He's gonna give him some noodles, but not those kind.
Jeremy, Jeannie, man, it was honestly great to have you guys on, and I appreciate you guys taking the time. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
us.
having us on.
We'll keep you guys in the background, and we'll be there in a few minutes. But you guys were amazing, and thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you for having us on.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Snakes in the Batman proudly brings to you its new breeder segment, 15 Minutes of Lame.
Have you guys noticed at the end of the 15 minutes of lame, you got a friggin' like 6'5" dude knocking the shit out of like a 5'3" girl, just knocking the shit out of her. I'm like,
She's taking it like a champ, though.
This is exactly what we want to promote, abuse of women.
You know what? I'm glad I'm not a judge on any of these seasons, because I would not want to vote against any of these people. They're all way too nice.
They are. They're really nice this year, sir. Or well, that's
This is
just
for you.
period. And now we've got skin in the game because we got friends and we've got relatives that are in it. Like, could you imagine? I can't believe that Paul's an alternate vote, because he is definitely. We know who he should vote for. I mean, you're on a podcast with somebody. Who are you going to vote for? I don't know. Or somebody's wife.
Conflict
Got
of
to
interest.
show up though.
Exactly. It's a conflict of interest. He shouldn't have the vote.
Shut up. That's not our business. That's not our place.
Oh, sorry. I should have said.
The lamest fact, I was lazy and didn't do my job, but I did get one sent to me while we were on the podcast. So if Shauna can bring up the lamest fact, I will bring it. Lamest fact directly from the fat man himself. Jeremy and I did not like each other at first. I think he didn't quite get my New York sense of humor. That's a definite fact.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
I love Chris, but his sense of humor is so fucking dry.
It's different. It's not like he's just a dick about it, right? He's a dick to be funny, and maybe in New York that's funny, but in the South people are like, oh, this dude's just like fun. He's just a dick.
But you know he likes you because he's a dick to you.
Yeah,
he
that's
doesn't
what's
really talk to me. So does that mean he doesn't like me?
Maybe he doesn't.
Maybe he doesn't.
You had to find out that way.
Well, he gives you more compliments than any of us.
So maybe
he's
he doesn't
not
like
fucking with me. He's just giving me compliments. He's fluffing my ego to make me fail. That's what it is. It's a fucking prick.
Maybe he doesn't like you.
Goddamn New York mind games.
Now
Paul still hasn't showed up. He hasn't even got in the comments yet.
No. Oh, I'm going to be riding him right after this.
I think banned for three episodes, maybe.
Well,
Don't give him that out. Don't give him that out. He has to read comments for 3 episodes.
There you go.
I'm interested in what the plan is for next episode. So it's you guys wanted a week off. So we got a week off where we don't have any guests. So now you guys got to help me figure out a topic that we're going to be talking about for our show. So
We'll just interview Paul as why he couldn't make it today.
well, that's a 30-second episode. Well, we got. Then we just drink.
Shit. My wife made pork chops. You know. There you go. That's his episode.
You're ripping on Paul.
My mom made linguine.
The pasta related.
Yeah, something pasta. Yeah, absolutely.
I would go more lasagna.
No, Paul's mom is awesome.
Well, you're just trying to get her to love you again because she doesn't like you.
She loves
called
me.
you
She
chubby.
told me she loved me. Hush.
I heard a different story.
From Paul. And nothing you can hear out of that fat fuck's face is real.
That wasn't very nice.
I love him. He knows I love him.
Well, he's going to know how much you love him tonight when you text him about thanks for showing up.
Yep, absolutely.
But I love you guys. Happy 4th of July. I don't want to take up all what's left of your weekend. Although I think Chris is working right now anyways. You're back to your scheduled work week, Chris? Yeah. I think it was awesome to have Jeremy and Jeannie. They're fantastic, and they're so positive.
Yeah, so nice. What a great staple to the community that they're going to become. You know, I mean, they're really on their way up, and everybody everybody I've talked to has nothing but great things to say about them. There was no negative, so it's hard to find that anymore.
You type in Baud Exotics and YouTube, and you've got about 400 hours of interviews to watch. So I kind of jumped down a rabbit hole, and I haven't watched anything but Jeremy and Jeannie for 2 days straight.
It was amazing. It was a good interview, good episode.
Well, I was just trying to avoid like all the other questions that they get asked by everyone.
Right.
Proper Royals, Warfuls, and like they had 3-hour episodes on those, and I'm like, Jesus Christ. How do you find something different when they talk for 3 hours that doesn't hit on everything everybody else talked about? I can tell you that Jeremy gave his wife a black eye. Did you know that?
Oh.
Yeah.
Did she deserve it?
No, it was an accident, and he barely touched her. Like, I'm not going to make him sound like a wife beater because he's absolutely not. He's probably one of the nicest guys I've ever met. But he literally bent down and barely grazed her standing up. And like, legit, I watched way too much of the Baud Exotics this weekend. Yeah.
Brian Holly, thank you, man. We really appreciate it. Yes, absolutely. Oh, great reminder. We've got my one white friend, or my one black friend, my one white friend coming up after this.
So stick around.
Oh,
yeah, on the Fat Man Nation, the Fat Man himself, and his one black friend, because he's racist as fuck. He doesn't have any other ones. He's they're going to be talking about all kinds of shit.
But on that note, I love you guys. Thanks everybody for coming on the 4th of July weekend. I'm actually impressed. Our numbers look pretty good for 4th of July weekend. I figured everybody'd be still in a drunken stupor. But thank you very much for everybody for coming out, showing some support to Jeremy and Jeannie on this episode. It was fantastic, and we look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Shauna, for everything in the back end.
Thanks, Shauna.
You.
See you guys.